Slide is visible to all? Machine tools. Actually, before this, we have discussed principles, theories, and all the points related to the evaluations. Now we came to the practical points. Practical points means how we should do the evaluation, basically. And to do the evaluation, we must understand which type of tools are used in the industry and which are the processes we find in the industry. So industry exposure is required. So industry exposure, we cannot give you the industry exposure practically, but we can basically, theoretically, we can say that these type of machines you will find in the industry, these type of processes you will find in the industries. So that you should be familiar before doing any evaluation, you should be familiar with the tool and machines and processes. So we will cover two topics here. One is machine tools and second is industrial processes up to 130. Our first topic is machine tools. Machine tool is any stationary power driven machine that is used to shape or form parts made of metal or other materials. The shaping is accomplished in four general ways. Number one, by cutting excess material in the form of chips from the part. By cutting excess material, from like you want to make any shaft, and you are cutting excessive material from the shaft to create that shaft. Maybe it's a counter shaft or lathe shaft or a transmission shaft. Same old shaft will be cut. The chips with different type of chips can be cut from the shaft to create a shaft that is required in transmission or lathe shaft or any engine shaft. Second is by shearing material. Shearing of the material in a direct way, not by in the form of chips, but in a direct way, in a parallel way. Third is by squeezing metallic parts to the desired shape. We'll understand these examples by some form of pressing or some form of squeezing is used to.
We can call it as forging.
We will discuss one by one. Yes.
Okay.
Forging. Forging is not actually forging as can be considered by squeezing metallic parts to the desired shape, and by fourth is by applying electricity, ultrasound, or corrosive chemicals to the material to get the desired tool or desired product. The fourth category covers modern machine tools and processes by machining ultra hard material not machinable by older method. Machine tools that form parts by removing metal chips from the workpiece includes: one is lathe, shaper and planners, drilling machines, milling machines, grinder, and power saws. Now we will discuss one by one. The cold forming of the metal parts, such as cooking utensils, automobile bodies, and similar items, is done on punch presses, while the hot forming of white hot blanks into the appropriately shaped dies is done by forging presses. Modern machine tools cut the foam parts to the close tolerance, including special applications like precision lapping machines, because of precise dimensional requirement of the parts and the heavy cutting force exerted on the cutting tools. Machine tool combine weight and rigidity with the delicate accuracy. And which type of characteristics are required for this? Our machine tool must provide work holding and tool holding devices. Work holding means like in lathe, there is a job which is work holding, and as one is second is tool holding devices. There is other opposite to lathe, there is tool holding devices. Means for accurate controlling the depth of the cut. Means how much cut is required as per design. There are one form of design is created in design. So like if you want to make any tool, there's a tool design, and if you want to make any instrument before cutting anything, design is created, and as per design, then it creates the same prototype. And if there is any inaccuracy, then that inaccuracy is then checked with the quality control, so that accurate product is created. I will give you one example. I was in Swaraj Tractor Division, and there one transmission shaft was price was around 1,050 rupees, and I was sitting in a purchase department. I checked that complete shaft was coming after manufacturing for rupees 250 rupees and sold for 1,050 rupees. I asked the question, why there is so much difference. They told me that only 3 processes are after the this basic process. 3 more processes are done on this shaft, like tempering, and then quality check is done, and then obviously taxes are added, so that 50% is the margin. Is so the whole processes. First thing is designing, then precision cutting, and then comes the quality control before going to the total outcome. The relative motion between the cutting edge of the tools and the work is called cutting speed. The speed in which the uncut material is brought into contact with the tool is called the feed motion. Means must be provided to varying the both. Cutting tools. Metal cutting tools are classified as a single point or multi-point. Single point में क्या आएगा? Single point means where tool is having only single pin. And like in lathe machine, usually single point tool is used. Multiple point tool is used where, like in drilling they have multiple heads of cutting. So sometimes single point tool is used, sometimes multi-point tool is used. A single point cutting tool can be used for increasing the size of holes. Boring, turning, boring are performed on lathes and boring mills. Multiple point cutting tools have 2 or more cutting edges and include milling cutters, drills, and brushes. Then there are 2 types of operations. Either the tool is moving in a straight path against a stationary workpiece. The workpiece is stationary and tool is moving, like in a shaper. In shaper, there is a single piece and work is done by shaper on it, by moving the machines, and the workpiece is stationary. In the other way, the workpiece is moving as the stationary, as in a planer. Leaf or clearance angle must be provided to prevent the tool surface below the cutting edge from rubbing against the workpiece. Rake angles are often provided for the cutting tools to cause wedging action in the formation of chips and produce the friction and heat. Following are the basic machine tools used in general. Hundreds of varieties of metal machines tools ranging from size from small machines mounted on the workbenches to the huge production machines weighing several hundred tons are used in modern industries. We will discuss one by one. One is turning machine, like lathe and boring machines, boring mills, shaper and planers, drilling and threading machines, milling machines, grinding machines, power saw, and presses. Many of you are from mechanical background, and I think this chapter we have covered in workshop technologies. There was one book in name of workshop technologies. The same chapter we are discussing here again in this. This is a simple lathe. Do you recognize? Check here. Anybody has checked this type of lathes? It's a normal lathe used in. Normally we use this lathe industry. Actually, they will ask you the basically parts of the lathe, which parts is used, how they're used, what purpose lathe is used. So we must be able to differentiate between the things. So lathe is having headstock, chunk, tool post, compound rest or tail rest, one bed, lead screw, carriage, and feed shaft. How it works? The thing is, between the tail stroke and chunk, a shaft or anything is fixed, and by moving the compound rest or tool post up and down and deep and toward side, penetration is chips are created to get the desired shape. But this is not for mass production. This is for single production. You can create anything, single type of tool or a single type of shaft or single type of things you can create from the lathe. Lathe is commonly used in all type of industries. In each workshop, lathe is a basic thing that is used. And depending upon the size you require, lathes comes with various size, 8 feet, 10 feet, 12 feet, bigger lathe. Now, moreover, lathes are also upgrading, and CNC lathes are being used for mass production. But this is a basic type of lathe, and this is a basic tool. So they can ask you anytime which type of work is performed by lathe, a chunk of lathe. Tool post can move in which direction. So tool post can move in both way, forward and backward, and both right way and left way, right way. So this can move to create the desired shape, which is we want to create, maybe by chipping one by one from the main shaft. The lathe is a basic machine tool that can be used for a variety of turning, facing, and drilling operations. It uses a single point cutting tool for turning and boring. Turning operation involves cutting excess metal in the form of chips from the external diameter of the workpiece. Workpiece usually in this any type of can, but usually for making shafts or other thing, usually long pieces are used in the form of chips from the external diameter of the workpiece and include turning straight or tapered cylindrical shapes, grooves, shoulder, and screw threads. Even you can create screw threads also in lathes, and facing flat surface on the end of the cylindrical parts. Internal cylindrical operation include most of the common hole machines operations such as drilling, boring, reaming, counter boring, counter sinking, and threading with a single point tool or the tab. Here we see that only single point tool is used usually. In this tool post now, only single point tool is used. The shape of tool can be different, but it's a single point tool mainly. Boring involves enlarging and finishing a hole that has been cored or drilled. Already drilled. Boring means enlarging that hole or finishing that hole. Bored holes are more accurate in roundness, concentricity, and parallelism than drill hole. A hole is bored with a single point cutting that feed along the side of the workpiece. Then comes the shaper and planer. Shaping and planing operation involve the machining of flat surfaces, grooves, shoulders, T-slots, and angular surfaces with a single point tools. The cutting tool on the shaper. Now here there is fixed table where the workpiece is created, and this stroke positioning wheel moves, and from downfits wheel, there is a main point is we can understand the main point. One, there is a basic column below this and running pulley. Ram is called. This is called ram, which is moving upward and below, front and below. Stroke positioning wheel is there to control the ratio. Downfeed wheel is there, and clapper box is there, and table is fixed. Workpiece is fixed on the table, and shaper moves to create the desired piece which we want to design. Now it comes the planer. Shaper. I will show you the actual figure also. I have came across in a special machine. I will show you the actual figure also after this basic theory session. In planer, there is a one large column, two large columns basically, one in both one side, and there is a cross rail. Cross rail moves along the column upward and downward, and there is a table below that, and tool heads are mounted on the cross rail, and the table moves on the basic bed, which is a longer. Planer and shaper, planer are used where your workpiece is huge. When the workpiece size is bigger, then planer are used, and so that whole machinery is moving to create a single piece. This cross rail is moving, column is fixed, cross rail is moving, and this table is moving to create the workpiece is fixed. In this workpiece is fixed to create a desired shape. And when the planer is used, when your size of your item you want to create is bigger. Planing machine perform the same operation as shapers, but can machine longer workpiece. The workpiece is mounted on a reciprocating table that moves the workpiece beneath a cutting tool. This tool, which remains stationary during the cutting stroke, automatically feeds into the workpiece after each cutting stroke. And go back this way, you can check it. Planers. Then comes the drilling machines and threading machines. These all type of machines, they are commonly found in machines industry. You'll find these are the basic machine, because sometimes industry have their own pattern of making a total product process. So we will discuss various processes or various, but they also have these tools, because sometimes they need these tools for making a specific job or doing a specific job. So identification of these machine tools must be there. When you came across such a machine, you must be able to know that this machine looks like this. Drilling and threading machines. Now drilling machine is used basically for drilling and doing threading. Here one column is there. We are showing you the radial drilling machine. There are various types of drilling machine, but this is the radial drilling machine. One column is there, and motor is fixed. That motor rotates the head and drill spindle, and then we can move this by guide way. We can move this head up and down, and there is another motor for elevating the arm or making it down. And if there's on the base, we put out that there is a table, and on table we can put any piece where drilling is required. Then this drilling head moves up and down to create a drill of your choice, your size. There are various type of drilling operation that we can do. And now drilling is a not single point tool. Drilling is a multi-point tool, because there are many points, and one by one the chips are removed. And these chips sometimes chips are moved directly, and because this is a hot operation, sometimes water is also inserted in it, or sometimes chemical is inserted to so that there is no hardening of material occurred. Drilling is a continuous process, and due to continuous process, sometimes metal heats up. So one thing is more, to do a drilling, your tool head should be stronger than the work on you on the basic work piece you are performing. That means, yeah, if you are using MS as a material, so your drilling head should be made of higher material than the MS. So usually anything tungsten coating is used for the drilling heads. So various types of drilling heads are available, and drilling heads also get damaged after doing some certain operations, so change of drilling head is required. There are different type of drilling machines and different type of there, even depending on the size also. Sometimes you would came across a very smaller machines doing a smallest job. Like I visited one company in Delhi, and they're doing very smaller operations, and very minute drilling machines are being used. They are doing it automatically, but very minute drilling machines are being used. And in some cases where in a tractor industry I visited, there is a huge drilling machine doing the same for the crankcase and that. So you must know the operation. Otherwise, you should be able to identify that this machine is drilling machine, this machine is planer machine. Able to identify the machines. Drilling machine produce holes in a metal with a twist drill. They also use a variety of other cutting tools to perform the following basic hole machines in operation, like reaming, boring, counter boring, counter sinking, and tapping internal threads with the use of tapping attachments. We can change the heads. That's a rotational process. Then we can do reaming, boring, counter sinking, and tapping other internal. Even threading we can do with the this drilling machine. But these are used for individual purpose. When they use it for mass production, they don't use same thing. Then you have to make a single operation out of that. Now came the milling machine. Now this is the form of milling machine. Milling machine is having one overhanging arm, and there is one table where on which workpiece is situated. Then cross feed, hand wheel, one knee, vertical knee, transverse crank, and one knee, and along the lower base there is one base, stronger base on which milling machine is situated. Then column and spindle on which the basic tool you have to put up. And now this workpiece is situated both way. We can operate from upper side also, and by moving the table also. And by there is one electrical control panel also. We can control it by panel by moving table or by moving the overhead arm. A milling machine cut the metal as a workpiece is fed against the rotating cutting tool called the milling cutter. Cutter of the many shapes and sizes are available for a wide variety of milling operations. Milling machines cut the flat surface, grooves, shoulder, inclined surface, dovetails, and T-slots. Various foam tooth cutter are used for cutting concave foam and convex grooves for the rounding corner and cutting gap teeth. Milling machines are available in a variety of designs that can be classified as standard knee and column machines, including horizontal and vertical type, bed type, or manufacturing machines, and machines designed for a special milling jobs. Only for special milling jobs, some machines are designed where other operations cannot be done. Then comes the grinding machines. Grinding means finishing the surface, which has been already created. So grinding machine we have because grinding is like a slow process and continuous process where heat is generated. Coolant is usually poured on the workpiece continuously, and there is a grinding wheels. There are also simple grinding machines we have checked in normally grinding machines. Sometimes hand tool grinding machines are also there where sand wheel is created and rubbed along with this workpiece. There are handheld grinding machine. There are even smaller grinding machines. Tool post grinding machines are there where smaller grinder post tools are put on the workpiece. And there are other smaller type of. There are many type of grinding wheels, but this machine is shown is a very bigger machine. Grinding purpose. It's used for industrial purpose. There is a feed stroke, bed, control lever, hand reverse, grind. Workpiece is this workpiece, single workpiece is situated like in a lathe machine. They both have the poles, and they both poles handle the workpiece. And grinder, this grinder can be any form, like sand grinding can be there, and there are many type of grinding purposes used to finish off the basic workpiece. There are you see any metal product we use, there is a proper finishing on it, and that finishing comes one by chemical method and other by this grinding methods. When the workpiece is shining, proper type of grinding is required on that. Grinding machines remove small chips from the metal parts that are brought into contact with the rotating abrasive wheel called grinding wheel or an abrasive belt. Sometimes grinding wheel is used, sometimes abrasive belt is used. Grinding is the most accurate of all the basic machining process. Modern grinding machines grind hard or soft part to the specified close tolerances. Grinding machines include the plain cylindrical, internal cylindrical, centerless, and surface and abrasive belt type. Then comes the power saws for cutting machines. Now, power saws means they have the chip head, so that if whenever they cut, the basic thing is blades. Various type of blades are used. Then control panel, blade guide arm, blade tensioning hand arm, and vice hand wheel. Now piece is fixed on this, and by hand blade sometimes moves, sometimes continuously moving blade is there to cut the piece into the desired shape. Sometimes small power saws are also used. We use with the rotating blades, or sometimes fixed blade moving in a upward or downward direction. Sometimes continuously moving blade is there, and sometimes there are different type of. Sometimes the surface is moved and blade is fixed on that. So different type of things are used in this. Metal cutting power saws are also three types. One is power hacksaw, band saw, and circular disc saws. Vertical band saws are used for cutting shapes in metal plates for internal and external contours and for angular cuts. Now comes the metal casting processes. Casting is an engineering manufacturing process generally used for mass production, in which material in a molten states are poured into a mold where they solidify. In this process, complex part can be manufactured economically and rapidly that otherwise should involve a lot of time to produce by other methods, like in shaping or cutting. Casting means to create a shape by putting a molten metal in the mold, and after settling that metal, making that metal settle, we can finish that metal by the different tools. So basic material like casting, we can produce a bigger things we can produce, like in all type of vehicle, gearboxes, crankcases. These type of things are basically created by casting. They have to be created by casting, but now there are new techniques and even smaller shapes and many things that we are creating through casting. The casting can be utilized to produce large variety of parts that are used in a different industry, ranging from a small plastic to a large gas turbine blades. Different casting processes are available for utilization, and their suitability is influenced by what type of casting is required, कैसी है, manufacturing cost, how much manufacturing cost you have to produce, product material, which type of product material is used, dimensional accuracy required, and surface finish required. So according to these points, we will choose the casting method. And what are the benefit of casting process? One is ability to create complex geometrics. Liquid metal facilitate construction of intricate design in other simple or complex geometries. But if your design is complicated, you cannot create it by machining anyway. There are so much contours and you have to create, but you cannot even, it's very difficult to create mainly from internal side. External side you can create from the machining, but in internal side it's very difficult to create. So in casting, we will overcome that point, and we can create many complex type of shapes by casting. Then other is fast production cycle. Once the casting tool are in order, very little maintenance and downtime is necessary. This makes casting an option for mass production. Means if you have a mold, you have created a mold. Now we can just have to pour and create a new things. So for faster production, we can use casting. Rather than if in machine or normal machining, you have to work on a piece-to-piece basis. But now mold are ready, dies are ready. You have to just pour the metal. Things is created in a mass production method. We can create in this to make a fast production cycle. Workability of hard material. Casting is one of the most only viable manufacturing method to create for hard material that are not malleable enough for a solid state shaping. Hard material like in SS or sometimes casting is used to for basically hard material. Reduced assembly. Oftentimes casting can create item on a single complete component, eliminating to need for assemble multiple pieces. Now, casting can be a huge, depending upon your mold. Casting can be huge. So to create a multiple pieces and then attaching with each other, even a single piece can be created. So your assembly line can be reduced in this way. If you want to create a crankcase, there is then single crankcase be created where you can also create a hole, also various type of grooves you can create in that in a single way, and after you can finish it by making threading in it and other point. Then minimal sizing resistance. Casting can create extreme small to extremely large parts. Even up to 200 tons part can be created by casting. Then versatile surface texture. Casting molds can be designed to deliver smooth, semi-smooth, and rough surface finish. Now, there are various types of casting processes, and we can create smooth, semi-smooth, and rough surface texture finish with that. Depending upon our costing, obviously, if you want to create a smooth surface, then our material will be mold material will be of better quality. And if you want to cut the cost, then you want a rough surface and make your finish afterward, then sand will be the best method because sand molding is used in a normal method. Type of casting process. There are several different casting methods, each of which requires slight variation in the process. The categorization of different type of processes are based on the material used to make the mold. Number one is sand casting. This is normally used, and we will see it in all type of manufacturing processes where where basic machines are used. All type of machines, where like in tractor, in car, also, where main sand casting is usually used. Sand casting, also known as sand molded casting, is a metal casting process practiced by using sand as a mold material. Now, what is done? See the picture below, which we will see that this is one single mold where sand is filled around. This brown area is a sand, and this is a outer flask with a violet color, and this white portion is an open portion. In open portion, liquid metal is added into desired, and desired shape is there. With the same aim, we can create a complicated shape by pouring a metal inside it. Specialized factories called foundries, where the sand casting, the casting are produced in a specialized casting called foundries. Over 60% of metal castings are provided by the sand casting process. Because the normal processing is a cheap process, sand is easily available. So this is a cheap method to create a huge structure. So 60% of the metal castings are through sand casting only. Then comes the plaster casting. In plaster casting, making a plastic slurry, and that slurry is added into when gypsum is used, and that final product is like this way. It's the same way like a sand casting, but here the use is the main thing, gypsum is used in this. Then comes the shell molding, is where proper shells are created. Same way, material has to be added, but various type of shells are used, and depending on the shell, material is added and shapes are created. Then comes the low wax casting. It's also called an investment casting. Investment casting has been used in various forms in the last 5,000 years. In the earliest form, D-waxes are used to form the small pattern, the pattern necessary for the casting. Today, more advanced waxes, factory material, and specialist alloys are used by making pattern. Investment casting is a valued for its ability to produce component and with accuracy, rapidly, versatility, and integrity in a variety of metal and higher performance. This is for using mainly basic for when shape is small, then we use low wax casting. Then comes the die casting. Metal casting process that is characterized by forcing molten metal under high pressure into mold cavity is called die casting. It's die casting is used in nowadays in many industries. Like in here, this is a ladle, and ladle put a poured metal, and by ram we push that metal. Here, this visible. But ladle poured metal is poured into the sort of pipe, and ram push that metal forward, and that there is some special shapes. One die is movable and one die is fixed, and that die is push the things and to create the metal, and then cutting is done from the upward to create the immediately. This is used in basically sometimes plastics are also used. Some sort of plastic material is used in for die casting. There are other material we can also use. Means by pushing the ram, liquid metal goes to the dies, and then proper shape is created as per fixed die as movable die, both way. Then comes the centrifugal casting. In centrifugal casting, mold is rotated. There are top rollers, and mold is rotated continuously with the help of motor. There are outer in, you can say, the example of this is mold is rotated continuously, and molten metal is poured through the side. With the centrifugal force, material stick to the outside of the mold. So cylindrical shapes are created in this. Cylindrical shapes like to create piston sleeves in sleeve piston areas, or sort of piping. But pipes are also created by die casting. But this type of use where centrifugal casting is used when there is a cylindrical use is there. Rollers are used from the outside, and material is poured inside the mold to create the centrifugal casting. Then comes the plastic deformation process. Plastic deformation occurs when a material is stressed above its elastic limit, beyond its yield point. The resulting plastic deformation is permanent and cannot be recovered by simply removing the stress that caused the deformation. The energy applied to the material was consumed as a material yielded by the superposition slip or twinning. In the case of material proceeding, it's important to understand the plastic deformation involves in order to most effectively devise a fabrication method for an object of a certain final shape. We'll discuss. These are the plastic deformation process. One is rolling. Rolling is what they do, like a workpiece is passed through the two rollers. Now, two rollers are moving continuously, and workpiece is moved through that by reducing its shape. Now, like this process is used in creating all type of steel bars, is where bigger ingots are used, and they then it's made a smaller in shapes, and then it is passed through the smaller two rollers, and then we can create a thin form of any matter. Like it can be through sheet, it can be a ball, or it can be some type of impression can be created by rolling. One second method is forging. Now, forging, workpiece is inside and both dies. One die moves from upward and traditionally hold. Then it's called forging. It's just changing the shape by using a force with a proper method. Then another second one is rolling, and the second is forging. Third is extrusion. Extrusion is when ram is inserted. It is same like we have checked in die casting, but this is almost same method of extrusion. It's used where work is passed through the smaller holes to create a shape. Now die is fixed, and one force is applied through a ram to create a one type of foam, maybe a regular or maybe irregular, depending on the things. Second is extrusion. After extrusion comes the drying. Drying is also pushing the same thing by making a force. Now this die is moved on toward the work to create a desired shape. So these are the four form of shapes. Then comes the powder forming process. Powder forming utilizes a metal or alloy powders as a raw material in order to obtain finished parts of high precision and accuracy at a competitive cost. So benefits are little after machining, because they're in powder forming, quality is going to be good. The things are making from the powder, so quality is going to be good. So there's a little after benefits are little cost after machining, capable of producing complex shapes. You can create flexibility of material composition. Materials such as ceramics can be produced. Example of the parts made by powder forming include gears. Gear we use there are different shape of gears, and even strength is also required. We can create it by power forming. Then connecting rod. Connecting rod means connecting rod is a piece between engine crankshaft and head of the wheel. Connecting rod can be created because there is a lot of force required to make a connecting rod. Means power forming is a very strong process. Piston, hydraulic valves. Nearly 60% of components used in a modern automobile are manufactured through powder forming. Aerospace and defense sectors are increasing utilizing powder forming method for high precision application. This is a method we use. Base powder lubricants as a alloying material, then mixing is done, then compacting is done, then after compacting, sinterizing is done, then machining is done, and then finished product came after joining. Like this gearbox, the gear is created as a finished product after whole process. Then comes the sheet metal processes. After and third process is sheet metal processes. The term sheet metal fabrication is generally applied to the making of articles in metal or alloy sheet with the range from 10 gauges 3.25 mm to 32 gauges. Various type of sheets games and processing on the sheet to make some product. Examples are like in refrigerators we use. All the outer body is created through sheets. In air conditioners, outer body is created by the sheets. In the cars, whole body, outer body cover is created by the sheets. So to change the sheet to make a specified product is the work of sheet metal processes. Broadly speaking, sheet metal fabrication may include shaping and forming of sheet metal by using a punching machine and presses. So processing is done on the sheet by presses and by punching machines to create holes, making presses in different shapes. Its application include use of home appliances, building construction, air conditioning, and all kind of transportation system. Is the bodies of the cars or many types of even plastic materials are created by the sheet metals. Although there is a requirement for high labor content, and although plastic materials are replacing sheet metals, sheet metal work is still growing. Product processed with the help of CNC processing equipment reduce the labor content in the sheet metal works and improve productivity. Now, basic sheet forming processes are this. One is shearing. Now, in shearing, sheet here force is applied to shear the basic sheet to create a same thing. Shear force is required, means like cutting the basic sheet to the or turning it. Second is bending. Bending can be used by punching cells and there are three methods you can check to do the bending. The sheet metal is created to make a desired shape by punching, by bending, or by this bending in the two ways. One by applying single force, one second by applying double force. Then comes the drawing. And by third method, we can make a different shape by putting a sheet metal between the two forces and then making a punch, desired type of punch from the upper side. This type of method, we can create a different type of sheet metals. Then comes the fabrication and welding. Because in the sheet metals, if you create a sheet metal, then two pieces have to be attached. There are different type of processes we have checked. Now different type of processes create a different type of material. But to create a single piece, like if you want to create a car, then some material will be from die casting, some material from sheet metal, some from material from single metal, like planers, coming from planers, some from powder coating method. So to make a composite method, we have to use the fabrication and welding. Basically, fabrication and welding involve making products and components from raw or semi-finished product by cutting, shaping, joining section of metal together. The most basic scene. Since fabrication is the process of creating a project out of a metal, and welding can be singular operation during this process. Because sheet metal fabrication is a overreaching process, it involves many different processes, includes specialty techniques which can involve die cutting, finishing, hydroforming, roll forming, shrinking, spinning, stamping, and stretching. Now, welding. Welding is a process by which two pieces of metal can be joined together. The process of welding does not merely bound the two pieces together as a brazing and soldering, but through the use of extreme heat and sometimes the addition of other metal or gases. It's a normal process welding, but welding of many types we use the welding. We are discussing basic type of welding here. Because of the metallic structure of the two pieces to join together and become one, there are a number of different welding methods, including spot welding, metal inert gas (MIG) welding, and tungsten inert gas (TIG) welding. These three types of welding are basically used: spot welding, MIG welding, and TIG welding. You must understand this point: metal inert gas (MIG) welding, commonly used word. Tungsten inert gas means TIG welding, which are the forms of gas metal arc welding, and gas welding. All welding processes can be broken down into the two following categories. One is pressure welding. Pressure welding is a process in which external pressure is applied to the produced welded joint, either by temperature below the melting point, which is a solid welding, or the temperature above the melting point, which is a fusion state welding. Now, two metal pieces we have to join, and then heat is provided. Sometimes metal is added into that, sometimes metal is not added into that. Like in a normal welding we see in a roadside pressure side where they join the two metal, and one rod was added and by the heat, and that two metals are joined by adding a third metal also. Now, welding can be used for any method also, maybe not only for MS purpose, but now welding is for other material also we use the welding. Fusion welding produces welded joints by localized heating of the edges of the base material above their melting temperature. A filler metal may or may not be used, or no external pressure is required. Inert gases may or may not be used to enhance the quality of weld created. So there are two types of basically welding: pressure welding and fusion welding. Now comes the after welding, which type of material we use. One is material handling equipment we use in the industry. These are the processes we have discussed. Now we discuss the other things we found in the industry. One is material handling equipment. It's a mechanical equipment used for the movement, storage, control, and protection of the material, goods, and products through the process of manufacturing, distribution, consumption, and disposal. The different type of handling equipment can be classified into four major categories. One is a transportation equipment. Transportation equipment means all type of equipments we use. There are sometimes forklifter type equipment to change one material to another. There are sometimes trolleys are there. Sometimes vehicles are used to transport one vehicle to another side. So transport vehicles are used. Material handles the material from one location to the another location. Second is positioning equipment, where to set the position. Some equipment are used because when we go to the industry, any industry, to assist basic processes, we need the all type of material handling equipment to run that process in a continuous manner. If say one chain of car, we're going to the car assembly. Now car assembly is there. There is an engine. Basic engine comes check in, then they fit the center axle, then they fit the tires, then they fit the transmission box, they fit the gearbox, they fit the radiator and fan, then they fit the body. Now, when all the parts we are coming together and fixing it at one point, then these equipments are required. Like if this chassis is coming from one point to another point, then it's coming with the form of some maybe transport equipment, maybe it's some sort of cart, there is maybe some sort of forklift, there may be some sort of conveyor which is bringing that out. So these are the material handling equipments, means to making a process in a single way, all type of transportation that is required from that dealer end, or maybe from supplier end, or maybe from the factory quality control end to the continuous process end. So transportation equipment is required. Same way, positioning equipment is required when you want to set the equipment into single position. In maybe if you want to put a seat inside a car, then there must be a place where 4 or 5 or 6 seats continuously you can keep, so that whenever there is a time to put a seat in the car, so that positioning, that level is required. That is called the positioning equipment. Same way, unit load formation equipment. Sometimes when single unit is created, then formation of unit load equipment is used. Then called the storage equipment. Whole inventory is whenever in any industry there is a sort of inventory requirement. When if the industry use 6 parts, then 6 parts they have to keep the 6 parts in stores. So there is a storage requirement. Sort of storage equipments are required, like stands are there, different type of stand, different type of carriages are used. Sometimes plastic bins are used. Depending upon the product, different type of storage equipments are used. Transportation equipment includes conveyors to change one form to other. Conveyors are commonly used for transporting small equipment. Then comes the cranes. Cranes are many types of cranes are there. Sometimes there are different type of conveyors also. Different type of cranes are also there. Industrial trucks like dumpers and such of trucks, they're used for different type of trucks are used like in time is over. Manual handling equipment and yard ram. Positioning equipments are there like lift, tilt, turntables, hoist, balancers, manipulators. These are the positioning equipment to keep the workpiece in proper position. Same way, unit load formation equipment like pallets and slip sheets are there. Then storage equipments are like storage bins and racks are there. With different type of storage bins, different type of tables are used for the storage equipment depending on the shape. Then fire protection equipments are there, because in each industry, fire protection is a compulsory. Not an industry, rather now in our homes and in normal positioning, we also require fire protection, because fire protection is a basic thing to save the our resources. So basic type of fire extinguishers are water and foam type. Then comes a dry cleaner type, dry chemical type, where chemical is dry and we have to shake and come. Carbon dioxide extinguisher, wet chemical extinguishers, then clean agent extinguishers, then dry power extinguishers are also there. Dry chemical is there and dry power are also there. Then water mixed extinguishers are there. And fourth is cartridge operated dry chemical extinguishers. So these 8 type of extinguishers are used, but these are the smaller, and when there is a bigger industry, then there is a requirement of bigger. That's called fire hydrant system. I will show you. Fire hydrant system is a vital for fire protection system and is used to in the residential and industrial application. It comprises a fire well or special well wherein water is stored and it is connected to the pump room. There are some main pipes that are connected from the pump room and form of a network of pipes to cover the factory, residential unit, its premises. We see this type of system is used in all type of complexes you visit or in all type of industries. They have the jockey pump and main pump, connected to the main water source. Whenever there is a need for any fire, pipes are provided. Flexible pipes are there and nozzles are there. With the help of a nozzle, they make a sprinkle over the place where there is a fire. And this, but just you have to start the fire pump and water comes to the pipes, and then we can immediately go to the place where there is a fire. So there is always place the different type of pipes left that whenever there is a fire, so flexible pipe can reach to any point in the factory. So there are different locations. Like if you have a bigger factory, there can be 16 to 18 outlets, and if you have a smaller, there can be 2 or 3 outlets. This is a water hydrant system. This type of system is used at the base level. Usually, this is situated on the ground level of the each factory or any complex or any equipment. Then comes the utility equipment. This is a basic equipment we use in utility. These equipments are basically not directly associated with the industry, but they are the main parts of the industry. They don't constitute the main process of the industry. They are must for the industry. So one is generating equipments. Generating equipment means steam turbines, natural gas turbines, wind turbine, nuclear reactor, solar power, geothermal power, or water energy. If you have to use any type of energy to run the industry, basic energy means generating equipment. Any type of single can be used, even multiple can be also be used depending upon the requirement of the industry. Then comes the electrical installation. Electrical installation are needed to the consumer to use electricity for the requirement as lighting, heating, air conditioning, running all type of electrical equipment. These are the cables, conductors, cable tray, bus bar, electrical panel, switch starters. These are the accessories needed to run all type of industry, all type of machinery. Electrical installation basic are required. Cables, even there are more starts. Many type of electrical starters are there. Many type of now different type of there are many type of new products came as electrical. Thank you. We completed within 1 hour, but it's a bit fast. But otherwise, syllabus is not being covered. So our machine tool section is covered. We need 5 minutes break, I think.
Yes, sir.
It's a bit faster, but actually syllabus is more.
Yes.
So I have
We
to
need
go
break of 5 minutes.
It's a syllabus is more, so I would get fast. Then we after that we will start industrial processes, right? After 5 minutes.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Just 5 minute break is there.
I have a question for you, sir. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Yeah, that's for just 1 hour. We have been learning this workshop technology,
Yes.
so many details. So, are we expecting some questions on these kind of things for the exam?
Yeah, around 1 or 2 questions are asked. Usually, it's 1 or 2 questions usually asked not directly sometimes, but sometimes indirectly. But I was asked a question that which type of thing is important? Boring head is important or boring length is important? Now, basically, these things you came across when you properly check each machine properly. Otherwise, but there is not such time that I have to explain each and everything. I just giving you the overview so that you can go in depth more by your way. But now you have to ask if you want to give the answer that what is more important. Boring length is more important, and boring length is more important, or die of boring chunk is more important. This is a very complicated question, and out of 4 options, even many have given the wrong answer. But such type of question you can only get when you know each machine thoroughly. But I cannot give you thoroughly details in 1 hour session. But so I have given you just the basic introduction. But 1 or 2 questions are asked from this machine section. 1 or 2 questions. It may be from welding, maybe from powder coating, maybe from machining or powder. Sometimes they don't ask directly, but sometimes they ask indirectly also. That such type of machines are there, and leasing is there. They mix some sort of things. But 1 or 2 questions are usually asked. It's in syllabus, and so obviously they have to ask 1 or 2 questions. Now, one more thing is that otherwise I will not discuss. Otherwise, syllabus will be removed. Both we have to work on. Otherwise. Now, second topic is industrial processes. In industrial processes, we will learn how industries work. Here is one hugely popular website, how things works. Anybody worked on this website, how things works? This is a hugely popular website, how things work. So same way, it's a smaller version of that website, how industries work. We will learn basic thing and basic processes we use in the industries. Different type of industries and which type of processes are used, which type of machines they have, and which type of processes on which they work. It's very important for students of plant and machinery evaluation to study the various industrial processes. Industrial processes is a very wide subject covering a large number of industries. They are custom built as per a specific requirement of the client within a class of industries. It's a well high and not possible to cover all the subject fully. In order to get how things work in the plants, it's essential for the student to visit large number of plants in diverse varieties. What is a plant? A plant is a place where men, materials, machines, and equipment are brought together for a manufacturing a product. This is basic thing we should keep in mind. Men, material, machine, and equipment are brought together for manufacturing a product. All three are required. Three major considerations of a plant locations are the need to produce close to the customer. Why this is required? The need to produce closer to the customer. Obviously, if a customer is close, then selling a product is easy, and there is less transportation cost. The need to locate near the appropriate labor force, where there is a appropriate labor force is available. Like many industries are working in Bihar now, and because there is cheaper labor force available. Now the labor force is coming to the metros also, and now in COVID-19, many labor forces they move toward back to their parent industry, and there is trouble in construction sector and all the basic industry sectors. So location near where the labor force is available is the prime requirement. Same way, availability of raw material. We have seen that steel industries are where there is a iron ore available. So availability of raw material is required. So three things while locating for the location of industry. One thing is close to the customer, close to the appropriate labor force, and availability of raw material. Everything will be not available, but out of three or two, if two is available or one is available, that can be also depending upon the type of industry and requirement in the industry. And after availability, after you have planned that factory, you want to set up a factory, then it's required a planning. Everything, if you want to create a home, also there is required a planning. And if I want to create factory, it's a bigger project, it's required a planning. Factory planning is a flexible solution designed to meet all planning needs. Planning means it's a bigger project. We have checked this point that plant is a place where men, material, machines, and equipment are brought together. Means now we have to check that proper man is available, proper material is available, proper machines is available, and equipment available. We are now bringing all together to create a good product. In a live environment, the application can be re-optimized the production plan in response to machines breakdown or unexpected factory shortage. Otherwise, if there is no proper planning, then everything have to re-optimize. Factory planning may include, but not limited to, consistent and sustainable master plan and work structure plan. If it is not workable, now I visited Thursday I visited one pharma company in Haridwar, and his planning was so bad that it's not a proper planning. You have to waste 2 or 3 times your energy when you move from one point to 2 point. Planning was very wrong. Obviously, industry failed. They failed due to another reason. But proper planning is not there. Then you have total energy get dissipated. Even everything, if you have not planned anything properly, your energy get dissipated. So for any plan, you need a proper plan. Any work, if you want to perform in a proper manner, proper planning is required. Design of efficient production and assembly processes, optimization of material flow and in-house logistic processes, innovative concept for machines, system, warehousing, and material handling technology, because innovation is the key. Optimization of the process sequence, because processes are hugely outdated, so new processes have to be checked in. You have to check digital factory planning. We have in an optimization level which checked that how much time is required from one stage to another stage, to a second stage to third stage. So if we can now check everything with the proper time, then we can save a lot of money and a lot of time of the workers. So factory planning include everything. In factory planning, one basic thing is comes out of plant layout, where everything will be situated. It comes in the plant layout. It's the most effective physical arrangement, either existing or in a plans of industrial facilities. That is requirement, arrangement of machines, where the machines will be situated. Processing equipment, now machines require the processing equipment where they will be situated, and service department to achieve the greatest coordination among the efficiency of 4M. Means men, material, machines, and method in a plant. Plant layout means maybe if you need a workshop where it should be situated in the plant. If you want a spare part shop, then where it will be situated, and machines are in a sequence level or not, in a product life cycle system, they are in sequence or not. If there is any discrepancies, if there is any lacking, or there is a one machine, there is any bottlenecking machines, and then process, obviously your production, total production will be slowed down. So plant layout is a very, very important point. Then layout, basic layout, the layout of the operation is concerned with the physical location of its transforming resources, that is decided where to put the facilities, machine, equipment, staff in operation. Plant layout is of 4 types basically. One is product or line layout. Then comes the process or functional layout. Then comes the combined or group layout. And 4th one is fixed position or location layout. These are the 4 types of layout. First one is line layout. In line layout, there is single operation. From 1 to 2 to 3 is at one point there is turning, at second there is drilling, then third point there is milling, and 4th is grinding, then boring, then reaming, inspection, packing, and finished. Single line operation is called line. Now second comes the process. Process means where we have to note upon the, depending upon the process, like a chemical process, maybe one chemical process is being performed at single place, and another chemical process is performed at single place. In process, there is from that process, things will come to main line. Then from second process, they will come to that main line. Means now things will be on process basis, not on activity basis. But if a product having different processes, then that processes are grouped together. So that there we will work on the process layout. Combined layout is the combination of both, where the processes are used as well as line method is used. And for fixed position basis, where your product is totally fixed, and all work head or things will go toward that product, like making of airplanes, where you cannot move the product. In an aeroplane industry, you cannot move the product. Aeroplane is fixed. Everything will come to the aeroplanes. If you want to fix the blades, if you want to fix the mirrors, if you want to fix anything, seats, then this thing will come to the plane. That is called a fixed position layout, where there is no change in basic product. So these are the things. Then comes the production techniques. The processes and methods used to transform tangible inputs, is raw material, semi-finished goods or sub-assemblies, and intangible inputs like idea, information, knowledge into goods or services. So resources are used in this process to create an output that is suitable for the use of or has a exchange value. Manufacturing is the process of converting a raw material components or parts into a finished goods that meet specifications. It commonly employs a man-machine setup with the division of labor in a large-scale production. Production techniques are the method used to manufacture products, produce a finished goods depending upon the type of manufacturing. So we have 3 types of basically manufacturing. One is mass manufacture, batch production, and job production or one-off production. Batch production is a product is prepared stage by stage over a series of workstations, and different batches of products are made. For example, bakery, pharmaceutical, or example, certain pharmaceutical means if there is a pharmaceutical plant, then maybe eye drops are being prepared at one section, and syringes are prepared at one section, vials are prepared in a single section, and tablets and capsules are prepared at different sections. So they have a different type of batches that has to be produced. So in bakery part, same way, maybe glucose biscuits are being prepared at one side, and Mary biscuits are being prepared at one side. There is no single plan. So there are batches, different batches. In the same industry, there are different batches are being created. So it's called batch production. Mass production means single variety, large volume to satisfy high demand. It's continuous process to manufacture identical product. Here, products are totally identical. Example, so mass production ki, an example, mass production.
Nut bolt.
Mass
Thread,
production.
nut bolt.
Nut bolt, right? Large production, single item, large production. Only single item is prepared for large production. That not like cars they produce on single item and large production, continuous production is there. For smaller cars, if a bigger car is there, then there is a batch starting of batch production something. But in a single item which is continuously demand, we have continuously demand. Like in mineral water, that we have mass production. All type of things which is required in a continuous production to manufacture identical parts. One of production.
So car manufacturing is a batch production.
Car manufacturing, if it's used in a lower segment, it's a mass production. Basically, it's a mass production, but for a higher end vehicles, it's a batch production. Like if you're making a smaller product, like a Maruti
Manufacturing. Manufacturing of biscuit is a mass production.
Yes, it's a mass production. Manufacturing of biscuit is a mass production. And then comes the one of production. It is used when only one product is made at a time. Every product is different, so it's a labor incentive. Products may be made by hand or combination of hand and machine tools. One of production example, one of production. We have discussed one example.
Manufacturing of CNC lathe.
Manufacturing of
CNC lathe.
No, CNC lathe is not one of production because it's a batch production. CNC machines are produced in some of batches. Minimum few. In one of production is only single piece is constructed. It's a handmade thing, like aeroplanes, chip making.
One of production, mobile making can be.
No. Mobile is a mass production. That's it. Mobile is a mass production. Mobile TV making. This is all TV fridge making. This is all mass production method.
Assembly of larger machineries. Like there is a huge body is involved and many components are assembled to that.
So it's a process. You're talking about process. I want to know the product. This is a process, no? We are discussing.
Yes.
Although you will understand by its examples, our syllabus should be not. Actually, last day, some syllabus left, so I think back. Now continuously move. Automation and process control. Automation is a set of technologies that result in the operation of machines and of systems without significant human intervention and achieves performance superior to the manual operations. Is now all processes are being automated. Earlier we were using lathe machines, and now we have CNC lathe machines. Earlier we have drilling machines, normal drilling machine. Now we don't have normal drilling machine, but rather we all have CNC. There is automation, there is a proper control, there is a process control, and accuracy level is more, and downtime is less, and more accurate. That is systematic here, and there is time saving also, and there is no breakdowns are also less. So why is this done? Because we know, generally speaking, profit is equal to price per unit minus cost per unit into total production volume. And if you want to earn the profit, what you should have to do? One thing is price. Now price is consistent because due to competition, price is almost consistent. You have to reduce the cost per unit, and otherwise you have to increase the production volume. There are two steps to increase the profit in this competitive market. So in competition market, you have to reduce the cost per unit. To reduce the cost per unit, we need the things to be done automatically without increasing extra cost. So in a CNC system, in an automation system, there is a chances of that cost will be reduced more because there is less intervention of manual workforce and handling a workforce, and very difficult job. But handling a machine is a bit easier. Or otherwise, you have to do one thing more thing. You have to increase your production volume. Then you can also get the more profits. So to increase the more profit, automation is required. Requirement of automation is necessary. Now, one more thing we can work on: material flow. Now, material flow is a description of the transportation of raw material, prefabricates, parts, component, integrated objects, and final product as a flow of entities. Now, for any planning, material flow requirement is must. Main thing is this: from where the material is close to the process, material is close to the supply, means where the material is coming, there is any obstruction there from, like if you are working in a furnace level, you're making an iron ore, is there any everything is available, iron ore is available or not, furnace is close to the system, if coal is coming to the furnace, coal is available, if there is electrical furnace, electrically is available, and transformers are in proper position. So everything you have to check. In material flow, we have to check from where the material will come. And in process flow, is a method of visually documenting all stage involving in performing a certain business procedure or manufacturing process. Now, if material flow is required, then process flow is also required. Process, because from one process we have to move toward the second process, second to third process. So that process is in sequence, or there is any interruption, there is any block neck, that we have to check. Then process flow diagram. To make a process flow in a proper stream level, there is a need for a process flow diagram, because from that there we can check whether this model is accurate or not. Now we will cover the basic.
Excuse me, sir.
Sure.
What is the difference between process flow diagram and process PID?
There is nothing difference, but it's a visual presentation of the process flow. How we'll check the process flow, it's a visual presentation of that. Then we come to the industrial processes. Industrial processes are the procedure involving chemical, physical, electrical, and mechanical steps to aid the manufacturing of an item or items, usually carried out at a very large scale. Industrial processes are the key component to the heavy industries. Now we will understand how each industries work and what are the processes used in that industries. There are general processes, chemical processes, heat processes, electrolysis, physical processes, distillation, iron and steel, petroleum and organic component. All processes are not used in each industry. Only few are used. Various types of industries have different type of processes. So we will study one by one which type of industry use which type of processes one by one. Then comes the equipment employed in the industrial processes. Plant and machinery in any industrial process can be broadly classified as following category. Number, process equipment depending upon the process involved. Process equipment, we have discussed that there are two types of equipment. One is process equipment depending upon the process involvement. If you have a car industry, there is one process involved, that engine is required, transmission is required, gearbox is required, body is required, steering wheel is required, tires is required, axle is required, rear axle is required. And second, these are the process equipment. These are all the process equipment. Now, second thing is utility equipment. Utility equipment we have discussed in the last page of the machine tools. Means we required generating equipments, electricity required, we required air to run the system, we required transportation system to run the system. So these all would require fire extinguishers to work on the things. These are the utility equipments. Now, which type of utility services broadly category, or we are again expanding like electricity installation such as transformer, control panel, circuit breaker, DG set. Then comes the steam, boiler, economizer and superator we use. There were already used. These are then water for water modification plant, water reservoir, water supply, and ejector system. Then comes the air compressor, air dryers. Then comes the if there is an industry cooling type, like in pharma or some sort of storage industry is there. Then comes the refrigeration compressor, air compressor, condenser. Maybe in dairy plant we use all these things. Refrigeration compressor is required. Yeah, condenser and receiver is required. In fire protection is of all type of. We have studied this hydrant system was there in previous chapter. Fire protection means diesel engine pump is required, jockey pump is required, water reservoir is needed to run that pump, and fire extinguisher, small type of fire extinguisher we have studied. There are 8 type of fire extinguishers we have studied. Then come the instrumentation, level controller, flow meter, chemical analyzer. These are the required for the industry. Then effluent treatment, we required ETP and aerator tanks, clarifiers, fluorocarbon pumps, etc. These are used for the ETP and second is effluent control and sewage control. Sewage control for the effluent treatment is used. Now, industrial process. How many visited any dairy nearby dairy industry? Anybody has visited dairy for dairy industry? Any dairy industry? Product of the dairy industry. What are the product of dairy industries? Sir, product of the dairy industry. Anybody? Chalo. The processes taking place at a typical milk plant include receipt and filtration with clarification of raw material, separation of all part of the milk fat, with first standardization of the milk product, production of cream and butter and other fat-based products. Now, from dairy we get pasteurized milk, butter, cream, dahi, ghee, processed cheese, and these are the final outcomes from the dairy industries. So basically, to create this, raw material is milk. From milk, they create flavored milk. Also, is one of the product from the dairy unit. There is first thing is separation of milk fat, because from milk fat they can create ghee and even this is also a product of dairy industry. Dry powder is available now. We consume the dry milk powder. That's also used in the product of from this dairy unit. And second process is pasteurization, means partial sterilization of the product. Pasteurization means partial sterilization product. Now we know that normal milk in our home doesn't stay longer, but milk we take from the store, shelf life is more because of pasteurization. Partial sterilization of the product is done. Then homogenization is done if required. What is this? This is a process by which fat droplets from the milk are emulsified and cream does not separate. This cream becomes a part of the system. This is the second process. Then deodorization means if there is any odor in this product, to prevent that odor, deodorization is done. So these processes you must know which type of product processes are used in the industries. Then further product specific processing. This product specific processing, like if you want to create a cheese and you want a pudina cheese, some companies are giving pudina cheese and jeera cheese, and different type of cheeses are being processed. So depending upon the specific product, you can produce it. Same way, ghee. If you want to create a simple ghee, then depending upon the customer, if you want a flavored milk, then again in normal milk they can add flavors and give you in the bottles. So different type of product specific processing can be done. Packaging and storage, obviously packaging and storage is required, so that particularly they require cold storage because of perishable products. then distribution of the final products. This is an example of dairy industry. Raw milk is coming. Time is actually not. Syllabus is more and time is more. This is a processing of. You can check it. Now, final product is there. This is the actual figure I have taken from the industry, my visit to the industry. This is the packing machines actually checked by me. Pouch filling machine, which because we get the milk in pouches, na? These are the packing machine of pouches. Pouch filling. Normal pasteurized milk. The dairy plant consists of following major machinery. क्या है bulk milk bulk cooler, cream separator, milk pasteurizer, industrial homogenizer, milk packing machine, cream separator, milk pump, mixing pump, hot water generator, refrigerator system, cold room, butter churner, dahi packing machines, dairy ghee boiler operated or ghee clarifier, ice cream plant. Sometimes some machines also have ice cream plant within the dairy plant. Then khoya machine is there. Sometimes khoya was also provided. Paneer making machine and paneer press manual presser was there. Paneer. If the time will permit, I can show you all the section of the dairy also to you. Then comes the vegetable oil refining plant. What can be the input and outcome? Just for brainstorming, what is the incoming and what is the outcoming from these plants? Any ideas? What is the raw material and what is the output product?
Vegetable oil.
Yes. Vegetable
Chemicals.
oil.
Chemicals for refining.
What is the outcome of this?
What is refined oil?
Refined oil, right? Right, refined oil. Ghee, dada ghee is also there. Right? The normal dada ghee is the outcome of these vegetable refining plant. And now we will see the process. This is the process. Now, crude oil is taken, crude oil of any type. But normally what they do in refinery, they use the palm oil and sometimes to make or some good quality refinery use the sunflower oils and rice bran oil and this one basic oil also used, but mainly for higher production palm oils and sunflower oils and rice bran oil mainly used. Now degumming is done. What the degumming is done is main fat is removed from that. Then after separation, degummed oil we get. Then caustic soda was added to make it neutralization. Then that separation is done. Soap stock means that fat that they came out from the oils. That fat is used in soaps and handmade both soap used for washing and as well as soap for our bath purpose use. We use that we can get from the separation, and separation soap stock is taken out. Then neutralized oil, we get the neutralized oil. After that, then neutralized bleaching is done. This vacuum or bleaching earth is added. Bleaching, after bleaching, what they get, the waste is taken out and bleached oil we get. After bleach oil, deodorization is done. The vacuum or so that there should be no smell in that oil, and deodorized oil is created. And after the cooling, products. So major machinery is neutralizer, bleacher, deodorizer, heat exchanger, high and low vacuum equipment, filter, etc. These are the equipment we usually came across. Then comes the solar power plant. It's a very basic thing. I think everybody knows about it. That what are the requirements of solar power plant? Here we need solar panels, inverter, and if you have a tie-up with a power plant, then you can give it back. This is a grid system we use for solar to give it to the power grid. Item required for 1 megawatt solar power plant is solar panel, AREY for 1 megawatt plant. Then string combiner boxes, it requires fuses, bus bar, disconnector, arrestor, then inverter, either say online or offline. Sometimes there is offline. If you give supply back to the power plant, along with you take, then it's a hybrid system is used. Sometimes only on grid system is there, and sometimes totally off-grid system is there, including charge controller. As far as I know, there is no inverter charge, but there is use of an inverter. AC combiner boxes is required. Battery bank off-grid or hybrid system. Then DC cable and AC cables are required. Then comes the rice mill. This is a common type. Anybody have visited rice mill? What is the purpose of rice mill? What is the use of rice mill? Anybody?
To separate rice from the paddy and polish the rice.
Yes. Yes.
And also cooking it, cooking the paddy and then for removing it in case of boiled rice.
Right. Right. You have. I think you have visited some plant, no?
Not really.
Okay. So you have experience.
I have some knowledge. That's it.
It looks like you have experience. Now we have seen this. This is a actual picture of our plant, rice mill plant. I have visited in Karnal. Now we see one by process. This is a process. Now paddy means paddy is used. This is raw material, and paddy came from the farmers. Now cleaning of paddy is done. First thing is cleaning because there are impurities. Then cleaning paddy is soaked in a steaming chamber. Means in a hot chamber, that paddy's steam was given to the pan. After soaking, steaming was given. Then that paddy is dried. Yeah, I have a picture. Either have a picture or not. I will check. Then that paddy, after giving a steam, there is the outer side of paddy. The cover was removed because of soaking and steaming. Then that paddy is dried. I have a picture for that or not. Check. It's not here. This is actually sheller plant we're seeing, and the whole process given above up to drying is done in a sheller plant, not the sheller plant. Then I will discuss one by one what happens in the sheller plant. Now in a drying, gap between rice, basic rice, and outer covering called rice husk creates. Now that gap is then that soak value after steaming and drying is put into the rubber roll husker. And what the rubber roll husker does, they separate the rice husk from the rice. And what we get brown rice, not white rice. We get the brown rice. Anybody says the brown rices are superior to that and they have less sugars, but it's not the fact. Brown rice is a basic outcome from the white rice we normally used. Now brown rice, we will get the brown rice. But the brown rice, then brown rices are polished in polishers. Then what we get, the outer covering of rice is removed, and outer covering of rice is removed, and we get the rice bran, and then we get the white rice from that. Now I will understand the process. Then after that rice bran that comes out from the white rice, the outer covering is removed from the white rice. That rice bran is used to create a oil in oil refinery. Many who have seen that rice bran oil is available for use, like sunflower oil was used, and now all Ayurvedic doctors are saying that you should use different type of oils, not single type of oil you should use, rather than different type of oil you should use. So in market they are flooded with different type of oils, rice bran oil, sunflower oil, and the other. And after rice, now you get a rice with a different type of qualities. Means, some is half broken, some is a 1/4 broken, some is a fully called good, and moreover there is a difference in color also. Some is more brown, some is less brown, and you want a uniformity, you want a good quality rice. So what they do, it's, I think it's not mentioned here, but then they put in a Sortex machine. So when they put in a Sortex machine, and you put a parameters that I want a 70% length rice and I want a 60% whiteness. Then that sort of machine, each grain of the rice passes from the camera and air filter, and rice separated on that point. Is you get the same quality rice which you want, and other quality rice are sold at the lower prices. Means broken rice, sometimes they call it dibar. You usually read in the type of rice is available. This is dibar rice, this is tibar rice, this is a broken rice, tukda rice. You know? So depending upon the quality, then they are sold. Now what they, I will go back. Now in this process, where these 4 persons are standing along with me, I was also standing in the middle. There are 2 machines on the upper level, first floor. These machines are the rice bran remover machines. Then after from this, rice goes to left side, where polishers are situated. Left side, in a long way, where polishers are situated, on the first floor, there are, you will see 4 or 5 square boxes. These are the polisher, where the polishing of rice is done. And then there is on the same floor, there is a aluminium chamber in which Sortex machine is situated. From where the rice is sorted out. And after sorting that rice, you will in the front you will say there is one container. It's not one container, it's a 4 container in a sequence, and each type of oil is kept in these. First you will get the good quality, in second you will get the second quality dibar, and then tukda rice. So 4 types. And from the lower side, you get the bags full of that, and in after you want a single kg of 1 kg processing, then there are separate machines for that. Then comes the printing machine. The time we have to check on the time also. Printing machine. Printing machines means it's machine checked by me where the printing industry is used, like in books making or copy making or all type of stationery. This is a machine where three color machine where printing is done on the paper. This is an offset unit printing, where how it works. This is a black cylinder, one paper passes from one cylinder to the other, and ink comes from the upper side, giving impression on the papers. And there are a wide variety of technologies that are used to print stuff. The main industrial processing are offset, lithography, flexography, digital printing, grave, screen printing. Additional printing required include flow printing, letterpress, intanglo, pad printing, and thermology. Binding machines are also there: comb binding, coil machines, wire binding, thermal binding, tape machines, tip binding, saddle setting, bellow bit binding. These are the binding machines. This is a foil printing machine. Printing on the aluminium foil is used. They are also used in many type of packing industries. Then comes the special machine. We have discussed planer. These are the 2 planers. We have not discussed the planer. How is the planer? These are the 2 planers. Actually, example of planer. This is a planning machine where the workplace is lying on this table, and between the two columns, head is removed, moved toward up and down. So this is a special purpose machines. Special purpose machines, and there is a requirement of special machines you have to create. Then you need a special purpose machines. You don't need a general purpose machine. This is not a we have discussed continuous process. This is a not continuous process. This is a one-off process. This is added to use glimpses of the single processor. This is a special purpose machinery area where machines for defense were prepared. Some back-end operations, single machines were given. Now this is a tire industry where rubber is raw material, and curing in the curing process. This we see these are the layers of rubber laying around, and that layers are folded, and then they put in the curing presses, and heat is given to create a rubber tire. And then after creating a rubber tires, a coating of rubber was again cloth was given out on the outside, and then also rubber strips are added to create and wires are added on the sides of the tires to create this is industry for cycle tires. This is the curing presses where the tires are created. You see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 in each curing press. There are few columns. In each column, 2 joints add to create a rubber tire, depending on the size of the factory. So tire building in the factory, they require tire building machine. The tire building machine is one of the key machines in the tire manufacturing and widely used to produce green tires. Time is over. So then there comes a mixing machine, mixing mill. Then comes a rubber calender machines. They are used. Hydraulic bale cutter is there, and Benbury machine, Benbury mixer is there. So these type of machines will usually find in the rubber industry. Then comes the paper mill. This is the actual example of paper mill. This is a paper mill in UP. It's in a very bad condition. I have other example also, but picture was taken. So this is a paper mill. So what is the raw material for paper? Raw material for paper. Wood. Chips of wood. Other.
Waste paper.
Waste paper. Yes. Waste paper. Good.
Chemicals.
And chemicals. So here we see the main paper mills, and these all things are. Pardon? What you said? Please. Waste paper and chips, wooden chips, and these things are added into the pulper, and pulp is created. Pulp is created. Pulp is created from these things. So that pulp is then correction is done by chemical. This is the paper outcome of that machine. This now the paper is coming. See, this paper is coming from in a layer. After cutting in four shape, paper is coming out. In the previous, I think when time is over, I will explain later on. Iron and steel manufacturing plant. This is iron and steel manufacturing plant. Iron and steel manufacturing plant means iron ore is a basic thing, and then dolomite is added in between the iron to create a good quality iron, and that iron can be used in a different type of metal. I will not explain because time is short. What is required is coke oven, blast furnace, basic oxygen furnace, direct reduction plant, and electric arc furnace. Continuous casting plant machine and reheating furnace is there. Hot strip mill section, wire rod mill or plate mill, hot strip mill, and cold rolling. These are all the parts of this section. It covers the industry process. Any other industry you know about, you have experience, you can share. We have 5 minutes pending. Then we will start the question answer session.
Power plant.
Yes, any industry experience you have, Obviously, you can share. Anybody have anybody from specific industry? He can share his totally process, basic process.
Okay, sir.
Or we should go for a question answer session. You can share.
Sugar industry.
Sugar industry left. You have an idea?
Yeah, sugar cane, they put it in a mill and then the juice is taken. The juice is taken to the pan for producing the molasses. Then the
Yes,
molasses is being finally sent to the centrifugal machine for separating the crystals, sugar crystals.
Right.
So the cogeneration power, which is also is produced from the sugar mill, from the boiler, steam
Right.
generator.
Right.
That will be captive power, no?
Captive power, yeah. Both paper mill and sugar mill, there is a lot of opportunity for the cogeneration.
There is a lot of opportunity. Usually they have keep the cogeneration units are always there in paper unit and sugar mill plant. Anybody other having industry experience want to share? Or we should go for a question answer session.
Sir, I have a doubt. Most of these plants,
Yes.
they don't do the insurance for this machineries. There are any insurance policy which covers this production machines?
Yeah, you should have. I think all the plants have insurance. I have already visited many plants, and almost all the plants are having insurance. Without insurance, they don't work, because actually they all have loans from the banks, and the banks will they want to insure their money, na. They don't rely on the industries. Even if you take a home loan,
even all the large industries have at least the fire policy, not breakdown machinery insurance, but by and large they have the machinery insurance.
Depending on the industry to industry, but many industry I have checked, most industries they have.
How is the policy premium value, sir? For example, machine of 100 lakhs for operation and maintenance. What is the a premium value? If you can just
Insurance value.
Premium value. Suppose is the capital.
Premium value is very less. Premium value is not more. Means for 1,000 rupees, the premium is say rupees maybe 50 paisa only. For 1,000 value, premium is only 50 paisa.
Okay, so it is less than 0.1%.
Yes. Now I want to share one thing regarding exam, because there is one good thing and one bad thing with respect to exam, and that is clearing ratio is only 20%. You may not, no, 20% to 25%. And main thing is it not depends upon your knowledge. It depends upon your persistence. Because what happens now, I think you have 18%, 6 and 6. You have 16%, I think, in this group, na? What will happen after completing this training? You all will appear in the exam. And after one test, only few will clear, but many will leave this thinking that we will not join. Few will give second attempt, and very few will go for a third attempt. But I have checked one girl in a PMA cleared exam after 18th attempt. So always take care that don't think that after 50 hours training, you have to clear within a one attempt. At least take time for 5 attempts minimum. Create your mind and prepare yourself for minimum 5 attempts. Then you can clear. Otherwise, if you think that in a single attempt I will clear, we all wish that you should be clear in a single attempt. But be ready for 5 attempts. Be ready. Because what happens, one student just came across, in last 2 attempts, he is getting 59 marks. I don't know what is the criteria of IVI and how they are working on, because sometimes students think that I will get 70 marks, but result stuck at 49, 59, 52, 51, and this other person leave the things, means totally wasted of all the resources and energies. Don't ever think like that in a single attempt. If you are not clear, you are not intelligent, because what happens, things repeat. So in first 2 question set, you get the knowledge how the paper is and how we should respond and how should we work out. So at least mentally be prepared for 5 attempts. Mentally, maybe you clear in a single attempt, but at least mind should be clear that at least 5 attempts is required. Second thing is that if you give 5 attempts or 6 attempts, guarantee is there that you will clear the exam. And one more thing is this: sometimes in an exam there are very simple questions. You think that such a simple question such a simple question be asked in this type of exam? It's a very typical exam. But if you put a more mind in that simple question, the result will be reverse. Your question will be, your answer will be wrong. Sometimes at least 20% question are so simple that if you even not learn a single point in this, you can clear it. Even one person in my batch, he not properly read all the things, just appeared in the exam and cleared it with the 60% marks. But it's a damn lucky process. Otherwise, you should not be ready. So 2 things you must keep in mind. One thing is, be ready for 4 to 5 attempts. Never think that this the silly question cannot be asked. They ask you a silly question sometimes, and keep persistence on. You have to clear exam. And one more thing, you as a team you can succeed. So whatever the questions you see in the exam, share with each other. Sharing, do one thing is you remember the questions, and next time it's easy for you. Second thing, from other quarters you also get the information. So sharing of information will increase your knowledge also. So I think it will be beneficial. It will be beneficial because now we are going to close the session. It's my last session, and now we will work on the question answer session. Slide is visible?
Yes, sir.
Before starting this, before starting this, I will tell you one thing that came into my mind. When the life is working between A to D, right? One thing is A starts from that. So C is a choice. We have a choice for moving forward. So
Sir, you are not
each
audible,
time-
sir. Your voice got
Sir.
interrupted.
Okay, let's check it out. Now voice is clear? Voice is coming?
Yeah, it's clear now.
Like a choice comes from C, and it's your choice that you have chosen this path, and this method is sunrising profession. So you are the luckiest person that you have chosen the right profession now. So be stick to this, and best wishes that you should clear it. Now we'll start the ABC again.
Sir, what about A and B?
A is almighty, B is from birth, and D is for death. This is a life cycle, A, B, C. And C is your choices. Your choices of your life makes your life or destroy your life. So C depends upon you. Other things not depend upon you. Not A, B, and D. C depends upon you. Always have a better choices in life, because your life depends upon C. So, but in a question answer session, it does not depend upon C, it depends upon A, B, C, D. So, slide is visible to you, industrial process?
Yes, sir. Make it full screen, sir, if possible.
Sure, sure. Now, question 1, what can we answer? Answer?
Plant layout.
Right.
C. Maximum D. Maximum employees and safety.
B. B. B.
D. B. अच्छा okay. All the above.
All of the above. All of the above.
What happened? Visible or
C.
not?
C. Safety and moral problem.
But it's not visible to me. What happened? Well, it's not visible to me. Acha, now it's good.
Plant layout.
A. A.
C. What? Second. Product layout.
C.
Bottleneck operation. B. Steel plant.
Why not power plant, sir?
Raw material, basic raw material.
Sir, for power plant also there is requirement for coal, water. For power plant is requirement of coal and water. That is also a big challenge.
Power plant means we should look for the supply.
Yes, yes. Customer is
Nearest
it
to the supply.
more required to the customer? Customer related.
Process layout B.
Process.
A.
Fixed.
Again, product layout. Fixed layout.
नहीं ये गलत हो गया. ये फिक्स लेआउट है.
Okay. Fixed. C. What's up?
Process PFD.
सच चलो.
A.
एक काम कीजिए, आप आंसर खुद लिख के रखिए कि पता लगेगा आपको मार्क्स कितने आते हैं, थोड़ा आइडिया हो जाएगा. इसके बाद स्टार्ट कर दिया 15 के बाद. अपने एक पेपर पे लिख लीजिए, थोड़ा सा आइडिया हो जाएगा कहाँ तक है.
C.
Product layout. C.
D.
C.
वेल फैक्ट तो कंटिन्यूस है ना, कंटिन्यूस प्रोसेस है.
Product layout.
Okay.
Product level. D.
D.
Cotton.
C.
Casting. A.
C.
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 D. Spinning. D.
D.
Spinning frame is used in spinning machine.
C.
D.
D. A.
A.
B.
Stainless steel. Stainless steel. A.
Quality matters here, no? Discuss.
Yeah. B.
B. B.
A.
B.
C. C.
B.
Crude oil. B.
ये बिल्कुल बेसिक आ जाता है जब इंडस्ट्री स्टार्ट होती है तब इस आफ्टर दैट क्रूड ऑयल एंड पाम ऑयल इज यूज्ड
टाइम दिला 12:30 ठीक है आपको 1 o'clock পর্যন্ত লাইন থাকবে আমি চেষ্টা করব আমি
D.
डिस्कस किया था तीनों यूज किए जाते हैं तीनों प्रोसेस होते हैं ना
Yes.
डीगमिंग न्यूट्रलाइज एंड डिओडोरेशन
C. D. B. B. D.
A.
Okay.
यूज होते हैं स्टील इंडस्ट्री में आयरन और coal is used also used iron ore is basic thing coal is used cooking and limestone and dolomite is used to purify the thing steel industry basic iron ore ये तो वैसे ही हो गया वैसे क्लियर है
D.
पूछ लेते हैं such question are also asked
D. It is also D.
that thing liquid metal जब भेजा
Yeah,
जाता है
for blast furnace.
हाँ blast furnace yes blast furnace
D.
All the above.
All the
D.
above.
A.
D.
All the above.
A.
Rubber land.
A. A.
B.
Not D.
It's a dot.
D.
D. C.
A.
D.
Control now
C. C.
I think it's D. Yeah, D.
D.
Wonderful.
B.
B. B.
हमारा डेढ़ बजे तक है माय गॉड अच्छा तो काफी टाइम पड़ा था हमारे पास
A. A. Sorry, D. D.
It's injection molding. A.
B.
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 A. C.
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 C. Paper industry.
D.
B. Transfer day.
C.
C.
D. D.
A
D.
D.
A. C.
D.
A.
D.
D.
D, sir, D.
D. D. D.
D.
D.
C.
D.
D.
A.
All the above.
D.
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 हमारा टाइम 1:30 तक था ना?
I.
Sorry, मैं तो बड़ा फास्ट खींचा मैं। चलो, let it be. There is some mistake.
चलिए जल्दी
तो-
छुट्टी कर दी।
Actually, what happened? I thought time is going to close, so I rushed fast. So let's do one thing. Take a 10 minutes break, and then we will now understand the practical examples. I will give you the practical examples of industries, right? We will take a 10 minutes break. Huh?
Okay.
And understand practical examples. Because I thought we have to finish by 12:30, and it's now I am checking it's up to 1:30. So that's what I'm thinking about. The time is too short. After 10 minutes, we'll meet and I will discuss private total practical examples.
So what are you going to take now?
Now I will show you the pictures of some live locations. It's factory visits. We will discuss the factory visits because it's a part of the industrial processes. Which type of industrial process we will see as per my visit. One by one, I just show you. Photo is visible? A photo is visible to all?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Now I'm giving you some pictures of rice mill. This is a rice mill. One by one we will discuss various type of industries. We have a 1 hour time approximately. This is a rice mill. Now you should identify the parts of the rice mill. There are 3 columns total visible to you. Long columns. We have in rice mill section, we have identified that these are the dryers. Okay, visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
My pointer is visible to you or not?
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
These 3 are dryers. 1, 2, 3. After soaking in the tanks, wet paddy is poured from upper side, and one by one, and air is there are FD fan at the bottom side. These 2 FD fans are visible to you. These 2 FD fans.
Yep.
Air is passed in some section, and then there are various sections, and wet paddy came down. This plant, total plant, is called Sela plant. I will see next pictures. One by one picture is not visible. But to change the picture. And this is a storage tank, and there are here are you see it's round, some round tanks are there. A round tank is visible.
Yeah,
A round tank.
Yes.
Now paddy comes from this storage tank to this round tank, where steam is added into this, and then here paddy is soaked. Then this soaked paddy, with the help of elevators, goes to these 3 dryers. Then in these 3 dryers, air is passed through from the lower side, and wet paddy comes from the upper side. And there are sort of sheet metals. From one sheet metal that goes to second sheet metal, sort of cleaners are there. So dry paddy goes downward, and then this dry paddy is then shifted to sheller unit. We have seen the sheller unit in previous picture. This is the outer side of the rice sheller. That was the inner side of the rice sheller. And here, there are ancillary unit. This is the conveyor. In this shed, it's a conveyor. To change, a pointer is visible, sir. This pointer is visible.
Yes,
This is a conveyor to shift the, and these are the two elevators to shift the raw paddy. Raw paddy is in this store. Raw paddy is lifted by these elevators to the tanks, and from tanks it's lifted to the upper side of the sheller, and at this tank. Here, water is also situated in this tank, adjoining tank. One side is there is paddy storage. There is another side water storage is there. So that when paddy goes inside this shed, this tank, then water is poured inside, and then steam is passed in second stage. And dry paddy goes to the rice sheller. We have checked that place. This is the rice unit. Now I show you the other machinery of related to this. Now, it's the internal side of the rice mill. It's an older one. These are the 4 polisher. Side is visible?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
These are the polisher. Wet paddy is, there is one, in the previous slide I will show you that paddy is, rice husk is separated from the rice. Now, what is left is brown rice. And brown rice comes from the upper side. These 4 sides, brown rice comes. And here are the 4 white polisher. What they do, they remove the brown portion from the rice so that we get the white rice. There are white portion. You see there is some sort of jelly inside. Sort of grill is there. So by grilling action, they polish the rice and brown portion is removed. That brown portion goes downward to the rice bran, and that rice bran is separately sold. And rice portion goes from outside from previous portion, and the rice is stored in different portion. This is a portion of rice. And next. Now slide is visible to you. Next picture is visible.
Yes,
It is,
yes,
it is.
This is a good. Then this is Takemek. Well, you must check that. Now we see that in the which year is the manufactured year, and what is the capacity of this by number plate from this machine. This is our rice mill industry. Visible now? All photos are visible to you one by one.
It is, sir. It is.
Yes, 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 sir. Visible.
This is a paddy cleaning area. This is a paddy cleaning. This is a paddy cleaner area. See the condition of the electrical boxes. Yeah.
Oh my God.
This is the internal unit we have seen. That was the outer side. It's the inner side. In this area, Flotex machine is situated. This is the storage tank. These are the elevators. And this is a silky machine to clean them. And this is the control panel. This is a 3-stage area because everything comes from outside and goes downward in a sequential manner. This is a Sortex machine. Bhullar make Sortex Z Plus. It's a 4-channel machine. What it does, here 4 cameras are fitted at the lower side, and air comes from the small, they called injectors. Around 200 injectors are there, and in 4 channels there are around 200 small columns are there, where from each rice is treated individually by the color and by its size, so that in the 4th section we get the different type of rice. And it's a American-based company, Bhullar, and all settings are done by a control panel. This is a control panel. It's an older version one. It's worth of rupees 1 crore rupees. This single machine is worth of rupees 1 crore. Bhullar make and they go, we have to see the number plate. Means this is a 2010 model. Now, to deduct depreciation, we must know what is the serial number, what is the date of manufacture. So details of this must be there. This is a destoner, means to clear the stones from the paddy. This is a CPU UPS, and these are the rice graders to check the size, means smaller size or to bigger size. These are the rice graders. This is a silky machine of Miltech make. These are the motors used for the silky machines. These are rice graders, part of the rice graders. This is the storage tank. They have 4 outlets for the different type of rice. This is what we have. There are, I think, 5 outlets are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 outlets are there. These outlets are for different type of rice. Means in one outlet there was a good quality rice, then Tibar, Tukda, and all lower qualities. This is second Sortex machine in this section. These are another type of whitener, which are polisher. These are the 4 other type of polisher. Now there is Stakemake, American company. Stakemake is there. These tools are the called I forget the name. These machines remove the rice husk from the rice. It's called I forget the name. They remove the rice husk from the rice. This is a normal cleaner. This is a unit from the second view, right? Now we'll check another industry. Now this is visible. Photo is visible. Please respond. This photo is visible, sir.
It is. It is.
What do you think? Which type of industry this is? ये फोटो किसकी है? Any idea?
Look like a steel plant. Looks like
But
a
नहीं,
steel.
it's a photo of turbines.
Okay.
These two are turbines. This is one turbine, and that one is second turbine. Remaining minute. ये क्या है? What is this on the upper side?
Crane.
Overhead crane.
Overhead cranes. These are control room of turbines. This is a system, totally control system. Now how it works? Now it's a process. One by one.
Automation.
Yes, automation. Total automation. I'll show you the basic area from where it start. What is this? Can you
Cooling tower.
identify? Yes,
Cooling
cooling
tower.
tower. Yes. This is chiller plant. A pump house circling the. Identify this. What is this?
Compressor.
Air handling unit.
Yes, air compressor. These are air compressors. Castle make. They all are air compressors. Now, what is this?
So coal handling plant.
Power plant.
Distance boiler.
Boiler. Yes, boiler. They are all conveyor.
Conveyor. CHP.
Yes. Now it's a cold storage area. It's a cold storage area.
ESP.
Yes, ESP. Now, iron ore. It's iron ore. Boiler. And this one,
Transformer.
transformer. This is a iron ore and
Okay, iron ore. Iron ore handling unit.
Yes, circuit is there. See the starting area. Conveyor lifting the iron ore. The conveyor lifting the iron ore. And this is iron ore. And this is nobody know. Iron ore के बाद हमने we were taken one.
Hello.
Right? Hello.
Line.
Limestone.
Yes, sir. I'm just asking the software they're using. That is a SCADA software or something other one?
Software they're using.
Sir, you just go to the previous slide. Sir, previous slide.
I know, but we don't know which type of software they are using, and we should not know, and we should not disclose it. It's internal matter. So just I am giving you the overview.
Yeah, but I just wanting to know they are using the SCADA software or some other software, because in general aspect, what I have seen, they use SCADA software.
Yeah, I do agree, but it's their internal matter. I am
Okay.
showing you just for your purview. It's not for it's not official, and I will not give you these pictures to you. It's
Okay.
not official. It's just
Just
I'm
an
giving
overview.
just to know about it. This is
Okay.
a limestone area,
Okay.
and it's a coal or bigger one. Then they broke it down. And
This is horizontal.
Huh? A mixing
DRI.
plant.
DRI.
Yes. There are 2 units. Their mixing is done to get the mixing of iron ore, and then slowly with the help of
Green chai?
Yeah?
Green tea?
Hello.
Seems like direct reduced iron plant.
Yes. Yes. You're right. This is a scrap yard. Right? You don't need a scrap yard. It's scrap yard. You and furnace. To run the furnace. Raw material for furnace. This scrap yard is raw material for furnace. Furnace behind. The life is also furnace. 1 or 2 pictures you must have with the plant so that your presence should be checked. It's a furnace. Holding a hot metal.
Crucible.
See. What is this?
Hot metal carrying to probably steel melting shop or
Yes.
maybe blast furnace.
Now,
Casting.
continuous casting. It's a molten metal coming from the continuous casting machine.
Yeah.
And now it's going straight.
Billet mill.
Millet mill. See. These are 4 furnaces. And this is a residue. Floor mill area. Now, floor mill. I'll give you more examples. Visible? What is this now? What's called? Hello?
Not visual, sir.
Ladies, photo is not visible.
Visible.
Photo is visible or not?
No, it's
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So what is it called? What is this? What happened? It's a silo to store things. These are the 4 silos.
Silos for?
Storing things, storing grains, rice, anything. Inside below the silo. Now this is what it looks like that. Yeah. Conveyor. And now these conveyors are going upward in the boiler.
It's like a power plant.
Yes. Power plant. Now, C is a turbine, but main portion is missing. And they said कि it's gone for a repair. Cooling towers. Just came across, basically I want to show you. Just a minute. What is this?
It's a backup power plant.
Generator.
Yeah, done.
It's a generator. It's a generator. Is it? This is the power plant. Transformers. Now I just share the main. I want to share this is a main dairy plant. Entry of the dairy plant. This is the entry to the dairy plant, basic dairy plant. Storage tank for dairy. These are the storage tank. Pasteurizer unit we have checked. Then a different plants. A ghee plant. Then a setting tank. Ghee filtering plant, yeah? Ghee filtering tank. This is a dairy plant. This is a packing machine for dairy. All tanks are of steel make. The laboratory check to check the things. These are packing machines. All packing machine for ghee and this is a bottling plant. They have flavored. It's not. They have not started it, but it's a bottling plant. and it's a plant for to create milk powder from milk. Okay. Now I'll show the different interesting. Now this is a picture of tire factory. Picture is visible?
It is, sir.
Yeah.
See the here layers of rubber lying in front of me. Machinery is very old, and the type basic material used for rubber factory. And then pressing is done on presses. The chemical area, the rubber cooling area. Now, cutting our plants, fabric calendar. Tire building machines. We have discussed now in rubber tire building machines. Now, this type of rubber, cycle tire rubber is created in curing presses. These are the curing presses. We have discussed this in curing presses. Hey, see here how the tires are created. This is a basic type of tires. These are the dies. Packing section. What is this? What is this? Machine is
Forklift.
Forklift. Wire using, there's a different area where wire mesh is created.
Very poor safety, sir.
No, machine
Poor housekeeping, poor safety.
factory is closed now. So that's why
Closed,
it
I
happened.
see.
Okay, we came to know, and then boiler section is there. Show you another industry.
Sir, why the earlier factory was closed out? What was the reason?
Reason was basically due to poor technology and non-competent.
I see. Mhm.
And it happens. There are various reasons for factory closure. Sometimes management is very poor. Sometimes some companies managed by one person and that person back out, or some reason occurred within a family. Some person dies within a family. That is also some dispute within a family. Because of many companies are family owned.
I see.
So
Okay.
there are many problems, different type of problems we have. Actually, ownership is a very bigger issue. I will tell you one story that came to my mind. Not story, actually, it's actual position. I will tell you. I visited at nearby city near Muksar. I have to visit for a claim of 2 electric motors. And for claim purpose, there is a necessity for fill up the claim form and sign it by the owner. So I visited there and I asked that you should sign the claim form. Owner should sign the claim form. And the person in charge said me that I'm the manager and owner is inside, but I will sign it and owner will not sign the claim form. I was astonished with that. It's a small company and owner was so egoistic that he's reluctant to sign the claim form. I thought it's okay. You just sign the claim form. But can I meet the owner if you permit me? That I want to see a owner of a smaller company, and he was so egoistic that he is not interested to sign the claim form. And you can meet him, but I will sign the papers. It's okay. After signing the paper, we visited inside. There was a post office and a bigger table, and whole room was fragmented and very big, but there was no person inside. I was astonished after checking inside. I thought, where is the owner here? And the owner is in front of you. I still I will two steps and check that in main chair, but they have kept the idol of Lord Krishna. He is the owner. He told me that he is the owner and I am the manager. I take 50,000 rupees or whatever she told me, 50 or 60,000 per month, and profit and loss goes to owner. I thought it was an amazing experience for me also, that with such a high faith. And but second thought, it came to my mind that if that person is doing business with this spirit, means if he's not the owner, he's the manager, and whatever loss or profit goes to owner, his tension or stress level is very low, because whatever happens to due to owner, and as a manager he has to work hard because he's on a role basis and he has to work hard for the company. But it's a different strategy of working. In today's stress level, if you such a strategy sometimes work better, that you should give your attention to the higher power or higher authority, because in today's stress life it's the best strategy, I think. So ownership level matter sometimes work like that. Now this is another factory. Photo is visible to you? Photo is visible?
Yeah, visible.
This is a biscuit manufacturing, kurkure and all type of finger chips manufacturing factory. Here there is food products are involved. All machines usually made of SS. Not MS is not used anywhere. We have checked now in dairy farming, in this. This is shifter. We checked the food products. Shifter is used.
This is also lockdown, sir.
Lockdown. The dough hooper where dough is created to create the biscuits. Then comes to different stages. Baking area, then drying area, then again drying area, cooling area, packing area. The chips are created. Biscuits. These are biscuit, Mary biscuit. Syrup is created on top level. Chips created by the company. Huh? So these are the basic industry we have checked. There are a lot of industries, there are a lot of data with the pharma industries and special type of industries and all type of industries. This is the basic which type of processes. As much as you visit, you came to know various type of industries, various type of processes. Depending upon the exposure, you came to know about industries. I think basic idea is clear about the industrial and industrial processes. Which type of industry you find from these photographs is more visible. All right. Any other questions related to exam or anything you want to, if you want to ask before ending this session? Any questions?
Hello.
Ji. Any question regarding anything?
Sir, इसमें how many questions will be asked from electrical side and mechanical side? Will it be combined or how it will be?
Electrical side or mechanical side?
Electrical and mechanical.
No. We have this syllabus. We have this syllabus. You have a syllabus, no? Have you syllabus of our exam or not? It's a total syllabus and it's divided by the marks. By that marks, usually they will ask if maybe if one topic like industrial processes having topic with the 6 marks weightage, 6% weightage. So that much question will be asked from that section. Each section will be covered sometime directly, sometime indirectly. So depending upon section, question will be asked. There is no separate identification like electrical and mechanical. It will work as per syllabus.
So any case study on this topic?
Case studies, I think you have covered in yesterday topic.
Yeah. No, in this topic, in this machinery and all these things, any nothing.
Case study is a different schedule, and I think it has been covered by my fellow person. Already covered. And I think one or two topics you have left. I think report writing and I think report writing is covered or pending. Report writing is covered or pending.
Pending.
All topics, I think your all topics have been covered. If you want to ask anything about exam, particularly if you want to clear any doubts about the exam. And one more thing, whenever you book your registration with the IBBI, do one thing. At least you must book 2 slots continuously rather than going for a single slot. What happens? And one more thing. What happens now? Whenever this 50-hour training is over, at least prepare for 15 days more, and then go for an exam. 10 to 15 days you must prepare to clear your doubts. Whichever topic is not clear, do one thing. Go to YouTube and you can search out the videos of that topic. It's a good idea. And after 10 days, you revise all the things and go for exam. And book 2 slots. Maybe one slot is for Saturday and second slot you can book for the Sunday. So that if any point you miss out in one slot, then you can cover it in Sunday slot. Continuously booking 2 slots is always you will get advantage, and it's a few tips. One of the few tips that you can use to clear the exam. Another thing is, one problem is there that whenever one person get failed in first or second attempt, he loses hope in this exam and goes back to his own profession, because we are currently working in some profession. Before coming to this, we are not sitting idle. Mostly when we are working in one or more areas, then we go back to our area and never goes back to this profession. This is a major drawback, and you should not go for it. I think so. Sticking to our profession is necessary, because bread and butter comes from their profession. But continuously, if you fail in one attempt or 2 attempts, give some time and then try again. And many have gained from this, because now IIA is, I think so. Okay, they don't have a proper system, but like a CA exam that you must clear 10 to 15%. I think so. There is some strategy like that. So you must persistently move on, continuously give. I have to minimum give 5 attempts for this exam. Minimum 5 attempts. You should be ready for the 5 attempts, in my opinion. And it's a not much tough job. And second thing is, you must keep your eyes and ear open in the exam, because logic is more important. They sometimes want to clear your logic. Your logic is clear, so they sometimes twist the question around, just so that your logic is clear. That part you should keep in mind, in my opinion, because I have taken feedback from the other person, and if you can give me the feedback, it will be easier for you and your other fellow members. My phone number, I think you have my phone number. It's 98147 06491. It's in the group, and my email is there. If you want to ask anything from me, I am available in evening, because one whole day I am working. In evening I am available. If you want to clear any doubt, you want to take any advice, I am available in the evening. My email ID and phone number is available with you. Thank you. We should close the session, I think. Time is over.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, Naresh ji. And thanks to all participants for taking this particular session. Now it's time for break, and our next session will start by 2:30. So please take your break and mark your attendance. I have already posted this attendance link in the chat box. So please do mark your attendance and take your break, and we will meet at 2:30.